Recently, a very young employee at Ola died by suicide. His parents said that he was under immense work pressure. A couple of months ago, a 20 something EY employee had also died because of overwork. Two high profile names, two bright young lives, and a question we can no longer ignore. Why are Indian workplaces becoming toxic? And more importantly, what can we do about it? Now, let's be clear, business pressure is not fake. In India, 90% of corporate profits are generated by just 20 firms, according to a 2023 Credit Suisse report. The rest, they are in a constant scramble to survive. So, what happens? Pressure trickles down from promoter to CEO to mid manager to you. And if you are in a revenue generating role like sales, client success, business development, it is a blood sport. You're not solving problems, you're surviving matrix. Take the example of edtech firms like Byju's. In leaked audio calls, managers were heard threatening employees with termination if sales targets were not met. All this while the company was raising millions in funding and laying off thousands. And here's the kicker, it is not just sales roles anymore. Toxicity has spread to places that are supposed to be safe zones, like design, content, HR, tech. Why? Well, because India has been positioned internally and globally as a cost saving destination. Entire industries like BPOs, IT services, global capability centers exist only because Indian labor is cheap. In a 2022 NASSCOM report, 65% of IT employees said that they felt replaceable at work. This has created a culture where employees are expendable. You're not a person, you're a line item. If you fail, there are 100 others waiting behind you. And this is also why burnout does not always correlate with the role, it correlates with how you are treated. And here's what makes this so frustrating India is not in a recession, we are not in some economic free fall. In fact, we are growing faster than almost every major economy. The IMF expects India to grow at 6.8% in 2025. We are the bright spot in a slowing world. We have a young workforce, good education, and insane levels of hustle. So, why is the workplace experience still stuck in 1990s? Well, because bad management has scaled faster than good leadership. According to a Microsoft Work Trend Index 2023, 76% of Indian employees feel overworked and 63% are burnt out. That's the highest among all surveyed countries. And here's a uniquely Indian twist. Getting promoted often means more work, not more autonomy. You are still answerable to someone, still micromanaged. The only thing that changes is your job title on LinkedIn. Now, there is this unspoken rule. If you're good at your job, we'll reward you with even more stress. And since there's no institutional HR culture in most places, your well being depends entirely on the quality of your manager. If you get a bad one, well, good luck. Take the case of Indian startups like White Hat Junior, where employees have openly spoken about being pushed to log 14 to 16 hour days. One viral tweet thread from an ex employee described the workplace as hostile, paranoid, and cult like. At this point, we have to ask if you're someone who has made it through a competitive private job or even a government job, you're clearly not lacking in talent. So, should you still bet your entire future on an organization that does not respect your humanity? I am not saying quit tomorrow and become a monk, but the world is changing. AI is coming. Remote work is becoming the norm, and the future belongs to agile, lean, mission focused setups, not bloated hierarchies. And careers like becoming a registered investment advisor, for example, are now more viable than ever. You serve real clients, you set your own pace, and build something of your own. I run a community where I help people explore these alternate paths, so if this speaks to you, you'll find a link to join below. Now, let's zoom out. What is all this for? There is a myth that if we just grind hard enough, we will arrive. But where exactly? Japan and South Korea already show us what unchecked economic ambition looks like growth followed by collapse. They have got the world's most overworked populations, lowest birth rates, and soaring suicide numbers. So much so that Japan even has a word, karoshi, for death by overwork. Is that the art that we want for our lives? If you are in your 20s or 30s, let me say this directly. Your job is not your identity, and your career is not your owner. Don't mortgage your mental peace just to buy a house with an EMI that you cannot sleep through. Do not tie yourself down with liabilities that need a toxic job to sustain them. That is the opposite of freedom. Financial planning is not just about money, it is about buying your independence. I have built a free tool that helps you plan your finances, your loans, your goals, your timelines. It is quick and you'll find it in my Telegram group. If you haven't tried it yet, please do it today. Because the goal is not just to escape toxic workplaces, it is to build a life where you don't have to tolerate them in the first place. Now, let me end with this. Trees don't grow into the sky. There is a natural limit to how much any person or any economy can take. We need to stop glorifying burnout and start valuing balance. We need to stop chasing job titles and start chasing autonomy. And most of all, we need to remember in serving the economy, we are the economy. If we break, the system breaks. Let's build better systems. And if the current ones won't change, maybe it's time to build our own. If you're with me, drop a comment. If you're curious about alternate careers or better financial planning, join the group. You don't have to do this alone. And take care of yourself. Seriously.